Point number 2, al-Islam. The definition of al-Islam. Al-Islam huwa istislamu lillahi bit-tawhidi wal-inqiyadu lahu bit-ta'ati wal-bara'atu min ash-shirki wa ahlihi. Huwa al-istislamu lillahi bit-tawhidi wal-inqiyadu lahu bit-ta'ati wal-bara'atu min ash-shirki wa ahlihi. This is the definition of Islam. And that is submitting to Allah alone with Tawheed. That's the first portion. Submitting to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala alone with Tawheed. And complying to Him in obedience. Yani obeying Him. Being compliant in His obedience. Al-inqiyad. Lahu bi-ta'ah. Wal-bara'atu min ash-shirki. And freeing, number 3, freeing oneself from shirk, distancing oneself from shirk wa ahlihi, and its people. This is the definition of al-Islam. As for the statement of this, in this definition, Shaykh Muḥammad al-Wahhāb rahimahullah defines this also, and it's mentioned by other than him. Al-Istislam lillahi bit-tawheed, to submit to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And that is because people, if an individual istaslam lillahi wastaslam lighayrihi fahuwa laysa bimuwahhid. And that is that the individual who submits to Allah fi tadhallul and ta'abbud and worship and submits to other than Allah, he is not a person of tawheed. Which is why this definition is precise. Al-istislam lillahi bit-tawheed. Lillahi yani Allah alone with tawheed. With Tawheed. And al-inqiyad lahu bi-ta'ah. And that is that there is no benefit for the one who has lip service and says that he submits to Allah with Tawheed and he has no actions. So al-inqiyadu lahu bi-ta'ah, and that is the actions. And he's obedient to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bi-amalihi, and he is doing that which is in accordance to his Islam, to his submission to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and this shows his sidq. This shows his truthfulness in his claim to be mustaslim lillahi tabarak wa ta'ala bit tawheed, to be one who submits to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala alone with tawheed. وَمَا أُمِرُوا إِلَّا لِيَعْبُدُوا اللَّهَ مُخْلِصِينَ لَهُ الدِّينَ. They have not been ordered except to worship Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala alone for his religion. Istislam and ʿabd, they've been worshipping Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, that's actions. So therefore the one who submits to Allah has to couple this with actions. وَالْبَرَاءَةُ مِنَ الشِّرْكِ, and freeing oneself from shirk. And this is taken from the statement of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, where he's talking, Allah mentions Ibrahim alayhi salatu wasalam, قَدْ كَانَتْ لَكُمْ أُسْوَةٌ حَسَنَةٌ فِي إِبْرَاهِيمَ وَالَّذِينَ مَعَهُ إِذْ قَالُوا لِقَوْمِهِمْ إِنَّا بُرَآءُ مِنْكُمْ وَمِمَّا تَعْبُدُونَ مِنْ دُونِ اللَّهِ كَفَرْنَا بِكُمْ وَبَدَأَ بَيْنَنَا وَبَيْنَكُمُ الْعَدَاوَةَ وَالْبَغْضَاءَ أَبَدًا حَتَّى تُؤْمِنُوا بِاللَّهِ وَحْدَهُ. And that is a statement of Ibrahim, where Allah says, and for you in Ibrahim is a good example. In Surah Al-Mumtahina, verse number 4. For you in Ibrahim is a good example, him and those with him, when they said to their people, yani the people who were associating partners with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, verily we are free from you. Inna bura'a, we are free from you and free from that which you worship other than Allah. The dalil in this, and istishhad that ulama, and the angle that the ulama use this to show that one has to free themselves from shirk and its people is, he says we are free from you and that which you worship. So it's not sufficient for an individual to say he is free from shirk. La, he's free from shirk and he's free from the people. It's not sufficient for the individual to say, based upon this dalil in Surah Al-Mumtahina, ikhwan, verse number 4. It is not sufficient for an individual to say, I dislike bid'ah, but he sits with the people of bid'ah. Ibrahim alayhi salatu wasalam said, I'm free from you and that which you do. I'm free from you and that which you do, from shirk. And likewise this, the ulama use as it relates to people of innovation, Ahlul Bid'ah, that we're free from your bid'ah and we're free from you. And that is Adam al-Mujalasa, the Ahl Ahwa wa Ahlul Bid'ah, and not sitting with the people of innovation and the people of desires. Now,